friends, this is Leslie from Mermaid Cove Studio. I am on to share with you World Card Making Day. It's a thing. I got hit up and said, hey, are we going to do a hop for cards? And I'm like, why not? So here we are. My friends and I have put together a bunch of cards. I'm going to show you what I created, and I'm going to do two quick tutorials, kind of give you an idea of what I did, but I like dimensional stuff. So my friends that are joining me today are Kim Murray from Salty Beach Scrapper, Denise Zapati Smith, we've got Tiffany, and we've got Debbie, and then myself, of course. And so the five of us are going to take you through a day of wonderful card making. Hopefully we inspire you. Perhaps you'll see something new that you want to learn. For sure, reach out if you have questions. Make sure that you like, comment in kindness only, friends, and subscribe and share us with your friends. We're here to inspire, to teach, to learn. I am all about learning new things, and if I inspire you to want to do something new today, then by all means, reach out, ask questions, ask why, whatever, anything. It's okay. But here we are today. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in to show you what I've done. I like dimensional projects. It's kind of my favorite thing. I keep bringing my friend Spider in because, well, check out that spider. That's a beaded spider. Swarovski crystals. Is that not stunning? I made this little lady years ago, and I need to finish her. And I kind of get back to doing some more of this. I've done some really cool stuff, and that is one of them. I don't know. I don't see some of the other things that I've done. Oh, here we go. These are my friends also. Check that out. Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Bet y'all didn't know I did all that, did ya? Anyway, I'll set those out on my desk because they're so pretty and they're shiny. And I love bling. I love bling. I don't wear bling. If I wear bling, I usually sell it right off of my arm. Here we go. Let's get into these cards. So again, dimensional. You can see it in my beading. You can see it a lot in my crafting. And this card, if I can remember where I saw it, I feel like it was called the Puffin card or Puffin stuffed boxes. It was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for sure. I know that. And what she did, she stamped and did her cute little boxes and stuff. Very, very sweet. I feel like I followed her instructions, which I kind of wrote down, and I'll kind of show you a little bit of what I did. If I can remember her name, I will link her down below in the box, because definitely I don't know her, but I love the work that she did, and I loved that this little box was dimensional. So I used Frank Garcia's Cherry Sweet paper. That's his new collection. I had the privilege of going down to his studio recently with my husband, and went in shopping, and he's such a wonderful human being. He's the one who helped us, asked us if we needed anything, checked us out, had a beautiful conversation with him. Absolutely wonderful. I love going there. And then, of course, I mean, look at the paper. It is so gorgeous. So this is the first thing I made out of this, and I made this card. The card is going to go to someone special. She's not feeling well, and I just want to send her something extra special because she is extra special to me. But anyway, watch what this card does. You drop it down like so, kind of straighten it up a little bit. Now, I'm just going to remind you, this is the first one I've made. So when I am to do another one, I think all of the things that I learned about doing this card. But you can add things on the boxes as long as it doesn't interfere with any of your straightening points, okay? even this coming off of the side like this, quite all right, as long as it doesn't interfere with the closing. And we're going to, the lovely lady said that, oh, you should try to keep things in so you can do the envelope. I'm going to make an envelope for this, so I'm not worried about a standard size envelope, because this little guy, he is obviously stinking cute, but he is popping up off of the card, and so is this little butterfly and this sweet little rabbit. And down here, the butterfly here, not too bad. But if I make my own card envelope for it, we're not going to have any problems with it. And it folds down really nice and flat. Isn't that pretty? Such an easy, it really is so easy to do. I've looked at it for a while. I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so complicated. But it really isn't. It really isn't. And it is just so joyful. I mean, I could see lots of applications for this. And I'm sure there are. I'm sure people have done, I don't know if you can do a pop-up in a mini album with this. Probably. But the paper was so wonderful. I used an 8x8 piece of paper, and I was able to get all the pieces that I needed to cut out. Again, if I were to make another one, I would just make sure, you know, if you've got paper that, you know, that goes one way or the other, you really want to be sure what that looks like. And so I will make another for my friend, and I'll make sure that all the paper is going in the right direction, because it would bother me. I couldn't send it out like that. I would want to make sure it's perfect. So there it is. And you know, you get to work with it. But I'll quickly show you. We'll set this right up here. I'll quickly show you how easy this is to make. So you can take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and get all the pieces that you need out of it. You're going to cut, you can cut all these together. Just do one long piece. But I've got the measurements on here. Our first piece is 3.5 by 8.5. And we're going to score on the 8.5 side at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. And as you can see, I have already done that with this. Okay. And we're going to put it together like so. And you want to make sure that you watch which side that is, because they are not even. Okay. At least I don't think they are. Nope, they are not. But you'll glue them together. Let's glue this one together, and then we'll talk about the next piece. And I'm just going to do this really quickly because I feel like we have a lot to share today. Keeping it nice and simple. This is just a sample. It's not going to be perfect, but we won't waste it. So you can cut out pieces to put on here if you want to, or you can do it like how I did. So here's our first piece. So this is our big box. And then you're going to cut two 1 3/4 by 8.5. And you're going to score them the same as you did for this one. And as you can see, I already did that at score at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. And then we're going to glue that together. Okay. And we've got two of those. Sorry, it's just going to be quick. And I'm going to make sure that they're all even Steven. Here we go. Brandishing that a bit. Nice and even. And this is going to glue, check this out, right on here. And you're going to want to make sure that they're even, they're sitting even, because if they're not sitting even, the problems that you're going to have are some of the problems that I have on the original one. If it's not even, is that it's not going to sit down properly. But I am going to push this up this way. Make sure that it goes on. Oh, see? The glue, I'm just pushing here was not even. You can kind of tell. So we're going to make sure that's even. And bam, look at that. And then we're going to do the second one. The same thing. It is 1 3/4. Now, I haven't played with this yet. I have a feeling that you could probably make your boxes different sizes, right? And maybe even taller. Not really sure. But I would play with it and then come back with it. A little bit of glue. And here we go. Make sure that those... If you have, like, my Frank Garcia paper, that is 8 by 8, it does work. You just don't have... You just want to make sure that this piece of paper that you're cutting out, and when you're gluing the square together, is that you get the perfect square, right? You don't want to have it uneven. Okay, do the same thing. We're going to go and glue it. I know it's messy, guys. I'm not known for my tutorials. Not yet, anyway. I'm just trying to show you as much as I can in a short amount of time. Okay. Get that on there. And then look at that. And that. Okay. So when they are measured off properly, they do genuinely, they do sit better. And I feel like you could make these taller box, maybe bigger boxes. I think if you played with it, there's a lot that you can do with this. But here we are, we're laying it down, folding it down. And there you go, that you decorate it with whatever you want to decorate it with. Any kind of ephemera, die cuts. What a great way to use up ephemera. I have been using up the ephemera from Fabulous. For some reason, I have had a lot of that, and I've been using it left and right. You'll see. Anyway, that is this adorable card right here. And you can really see, I think there's probably, you can probably still decorate more on there if you want to. You decide, but just for closing it up and mailing it, we're just laying everything flat. Isn't that pretty? It's such a beautiful card. So that's this one here. Very, very simple. 3.5 by 8.5. And then you scored at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. Turn them into the little boxes and you glue them together. And then you can decorate as much as you want. It's so adorable. If I can find who it was who did this card, I will. It was Puffin something. I will find it and link it down below so that you can see. And she has lots of other beautiful stuff, but this is the one that grabbed my attention. Okay, I'm going to push this one aside for now, and I'm just going to show this one. This one here, again, something is happening inside of this card, and I played with it because there were no measurements for it, and so I don't have any measurements. This is as much as I figured out. Eventually, I feel like I'll come back to it and get it right. But it's kind of like this pop-out card, like this, but your mechanism is put in a little differently. It's spread across, and then you have the 4 places where you can put stuff. I thought that was really clever. Now, my problem is because I didn't know what the measurements were, I kind of made some up to the best of my ability. And so I know that it still has work, so I won't share a tutorial. There was like a short with no measurements. So this was the best I could do, and I liked it. I know we have other pop-up ones that we do, but I kind of really liked that. Bam, just like that. So when I get better measurements for it, I will share that with you. I might be able to link you to who created it. If I can find that, then I'll do that. But isn't that sweet? And I did it. It's kind of, I mean, it's thick, but it's fun. And I used Fabulous because that was so pretty. I got just pretty paper. This one, oh my gosh, so stinking cute. Just a sweet little card. I used Fabulous. I cut out a tag to put on the front of it. And, you know, it looks and acts like a tag, but it's glued on the front of the card. I put a spooky little spider up on there. But watch what this card does. When it opens up, you go like this. Let's try that again. There we go. It says Spooky Vibes, Ghost Party, and Happy Hauntings. So these are like little tabs that fold out. And you can layer paper on here and put any kind of words that you want to. But it's a very simple card. And I'm going to share that with you also. So this one here, I've already got my measurements out. This piece of paper is 8 by 4 3/4. 8 by 4 3/4. And we're going to score it at the 8-inch on the long side, the 8-inch side, at 2 7/8. We're going to flip it over, and then we're going to score it again at 2 7/8, so that we get these two folds right here, this one and this one. And then we're going to take it and just fold it in half. I mean, if you want to figure out that measurement, let me see. 2 7/8. I think the score line would be right at 4. Yeah, I think this score line right here would be at 4. So if that's 8 across, this one was in centimeters, so it's close, but not quite. But I like to challenge myself. So I chose my numbers by 8. It's really pretty close to 7 7/8 maybe. By 4 and maybe 4 7/8 as well. In the centimeter numbers, that's what it would be. And then, you know, whatever the numbers are here in centimeters. So this was my best interpretation of it, and folding in half. But if you wanted to fold it in half, if you just wanted to score at, center score would be at 4. Okay. Not hard to figure out, okay? We just want it to look like this, okay? Now, these little guys right here, let me take a little peeky at my notes. These are 2 5/8 by 1 1/2. And what I did for these, I made them look like, in this one, like tickets. But I think in this one, let me see, I think I'm going to use... instead of the stub, I think I'm going to use the scallop. So we're going to, I think just making them look decorative is pretty. I think the stub looks better, but we'll go with this one. And I have one more. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. Maybe not. Ooh, I thought I was so prepared. Look at me. I'm so prepared, but not really. Okay, that's okay. I'm just doing a quick tutorial, so we will make our own right here. I have a whole stash of scrap paper sitting next to me. It'll turn up when it turns up. And I'll go, oh my gosh, there it is. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to glue these little guys on. Now, if you want to make a layer for it, I don't know what the measurement is. it's all going to depend on what you do here, okay? You decide. But we're going to, again, I'm going to quickly glue here. I am going to push this up against the edge and fold it down. And get it as straight as you can. I can tell my paper cutting is not that great, but it'll work. And then we're going to put this one on this side. And we're going to push it up. Let me check where this one's going to be. We're going to go here. We're going to flip that one over. Make sure that's put on like that. And then we've got one more. Here we go. Let's get a little bit of glue on this one. Here we go. And we're going to bring this one right. You do not want to overlap those. They could be closer. I'm going to tell you, I could definitely do a better job. But again, this is a very quick tutorial. We're going to push that down. I think if you wanted to cover this in paper, you can. I didn't cover it in paper. All I did here was I covered this part. You could absolutely do here if you wanted to, but you wouldn't want to miss out on the words here. And then, bam. Love that motion. I love a card with some motion on it. Okay. And then here it is, right here. And then you just decorate it. You put something cute on the front. You can cover both sides here. And then whatever words. So I took words off of my sticker sheet, and that's what these are. Those were words that were left, down along the bottom of the sticker sheet. And, I did not add layers of paper because we could see it, right? I could see what was going on in there. And you could write any other sentiment right over here if you wanted to. So that was card number 3 for me. I loved making this one. And I had seen it, and I just adored it. It was just so pretty. But this is when I talk about your ephemera. I didn't used to buy ephemera. Now I buy ephemera all the time. And I make sure I have lots of packages. Sometimes I get 2 of one. But this was so pretty to go with all of this. So I still have quite a bit to work with. So you probably see a lot more things coming up with that. And then this card right here, Sam Calcott on YouTube. I don't know what her channel is named. You use Sam Calcott. And she has the most amazing... She has some boxes, different shapes and sizes, some bigger size boxes. And then she has all of these really cool cards. And there are a lot of different shapes and sizes of these cards. And I am enamored again by a dimensional card. Anything that I can do that gives me some type of dimension makes me think. I love shadow boxes. Some of my favorite have mermaidy things in it. And I was so excited to see this card. And again, if you're going to make an envelope, this is easy because it does go pretty flat, right? So that is partially. I'm not going to show you everything about how this one is made. You just direct you to the website, her YouTube channel to go look at it. And you just look under pop-up frame cards. And that will bring you to this. Also, it will bring you to this one. Pop-up cards. Pop-up box cards, maybe. Super simple. Her directions are always so good. She always has numbers. All the numbers that you need are always in the box below. Hers was not Halloween. I'm still using my Halloween paper. I'm about to move into fall and Christmas. But this is my favorite tag. I think I talked about this in a different video recently. And this is my favorite tag. And it comes in 3 different sizes. This is the largest one. And right away when I saw this card on her website, she was using something cute, like it may have been round or it may have been square. And all I could think of is, oh my gosh, I'm going to use the spooky edge. I don't even know what this tag is called. They're nesting rectangles, I think. But I think they're called spooky edge. And I always bring them out for Halloween. And I use them on everything. And so here was what I used. This one, it has, if you can see, you've got almost like a binding system in here, mountains and peaks on both sides here, and then also at the top and the bottom. And the card stands alone. There was nothing hard about it. And you do layers just like you do in a shadow box. The only thing that I did different was I used a different type of nesting die. And also I put acetate over the front of it, right underneath. I did a black layer, and this really pretty green. This green comes from a different, it comes from Spooky Things, Simple Stories, Spooky Things, but I was working with Fabulous because I have all of this ephemera. So that's the only thing I did different was I added the acetate in because I thought, oh, that just looks like a picture, like a picture frame. And you can set that up. So depending on whatever you put in it, it's absolutely gorgeous. I will be making a few of these, not just for spooky season, but for other times. I just thought it was such a wonderful thing. Anyway, my friends, this is my share for World Card Day. I hope you enjoyed it. And please go check out all my friends down below in the box. And like, share, comment in kindness only, friends. And go see what everybody's doing. I know there's going to be a lot of people out there doing cards for the day. Go check out. Go get inspired. If you have cards that you have made, get online and share them under card making, homemade cards, any of the hashtags, World Card Making Day. All those hashtags are out there. Go put them out there and enjoy. Thank you so much for stopping in, and we'll see you again soon.